So today's project, I am making a small engraved keychain size badge for a friend of mine. I downloaded this picture off of Google and I'm going to prep it for engraving. So very simple. I'm just going to take it, right click, trace image, perfect. I'm going to make it no adjustments, hit OK, then I'm going to hide that image. I want to see what this looks like in fill. That looks good. Now the piece I want to make it on is I have a piece of hardwood that's scrap. I'm just going to measure it so I could line up my project. 64.86 by 4910. Select it. 4910. By 64.86. That's the size. Now I'm going to draw a box for that as well with the same measurements. Delete that one. Oh, something went wrong there. Let's do that again. So the measurement on this is 48.96. 48.96. I think I had it locked by 64. Let's call it 65. Okay, now I want to do the same here. 48.96 by 65. I'm going to make that box the same color. I'm going to convert it to line. I'm going to drag that over around my piece. Alright, since that's the size of my wood, I'm going to make the badge slightly smaller so it fits inside. That looks good. I'm actually going to change the color on this because I want to give myself a marking on this. So I need to show the output as a line as well. There, show. I'm just going to change the setting on this. If I'm not mistaken, I've done this at 3000 at 65%. That's the engraving. The line itself will also do at 3000, and I'm going to do 40% there. Okay, I'm going to turn the laser on. And the first thing I'll do here is hide the badge, because all I want to do is basically give myself a reference point on where I'm placing this on the laser. So I'm just going to highlight this all, grab the whole thing, move it down somewhere close to where I like it. We can see that. Alright, make it a little bit bigger. Alright, so how I line up my project is I take a piece of paper. This paper is all that stuff that comes in your Amazon boxes. I save a little bit of it just for this reason, for painting and for layering. I'm just going to tape it down and make sure it's held down, doesn't move, doesn't have to be perfect. I'll take my laser, I'll align it first so that I don't have to move anything later. Let's drop it down. That's good. Set this up, and it's important that I send this laser back home. Let's go to laser, go with the home, so I know it's always starting at the same reference point. I've had problems in the past where it picks up at someplace different. So now I'm just going to go frame, make sure I'm on the paper where I want to be. That looks good. Now I'm going to go to start. So I'm going to start that box. It's going to draw a little box for me on the outside. Perfect. So that's what I want. Now I'm just going to place this directly in that box. I'm going to trim around this so it doesn't have to be perfect, but that's where the wood is going to line. That's where the engraving is going to happen. So now go back to engraving. I'm going to shut the output out on that. Start the output there. Back to laser. One more time. I'm going to frame it. Make sure it's in the right spot. That looks good. And now I'm going to go ahead and start the engraving. Alright, so obviously I've done something too fast on this. I'm just going to let it run and I'll come back and show you what happened. As you can see, that's still going. I had it set at 3000 by 65%, and obviously looks like it's not too bad, but not exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to try this again with a slow speed. I'm going to go down to 2000. I'm going to leave it at the 65%. I'm going to go back to laser. I'm going to home it again. Frame it one more time. Looks good. Let's see if it engraves in the same spot. Now this is real time. I'm not speeding this up. I do not have air assist on, but I do have the fan sucking up, ventilating the air. And I'll come back when it's done. Alright, so that's done engraving. It looks like it did a pretty decent job of staying where it was originally. I think that looks good. Next, I'm going to cut it out with my scroll saw and see how that comes. Alright, here I'm using my 16-inch Craftsman scroll saw. I've had this for quite a while. I'm going to trim this piece as close to the lines as possible, and then I'll sand the rest away. Alright, as you can see, I cut a little bit too much off, so I'm going to probably sand down to that second line in there. just to make it a little bit smaller. Alright, this is my rigid sander. If you don't have one of these, you could do it by hand. This thing has been great. Got this on Direct Tools on sale for about 180 bucks. It's definitely worth the money. So I'm just going to clean this up and see how it comes. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'll finish off with some light sandpaper, but we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so this is some more of that Amazon packing paper. I'm gonna put some compressed air, blow everything out, take a look, see how it looks. I think that's pretty good, and we're gonna apply a finish to it. Actually, before I put the finish on, I want to do two steps. I'm going to clean it up with some 220 sandpaper. Clean those edges. That should be good. I'm going to hit it with some more compressed air. I am going to drill a small pilot hole. Now, if you could see, this bit is really small and it doesn't really fit up in the chuck. So I added some tape around it to make sure it grips. Just so I could put a small pilot hole right into the center. That's all I really want. And I've got this little hook that I'm going to use as the keychain attachment. I'm going to just try to squeeze that in with my hands. If not, I'll get a pliers and put that in. Let's get it started. There we go. Straighten that out. Looks good. Alright, now for the finish. Now for the finish, I'm going to use a boiled linseed oil. I guess you could spray it with a polyurethane, but I kind of like the linseed oil. It keeps it natural. It'll dry. It won't be greasy on the hand, so I put literally a little bit on a rag and just rub it in. I'll do all sides. see the color of that wood come through. Now I do recycle a lot of materials. I am frugal that way. I don't like to see stuff go to waste, so if I could get one more piece out of something, I will. This was probably an old cutting board that dried and cracked. I can see I'm not getting in close enough, so put a little bit more in there. And there you have it. It's not perfect, but as a experiment, looks like it worked out pretty well. The lines look good. The New York on this side's a little bit darker. I might try this again and invert it or use a fill instead and see how that comes. All right. Thanks for watching.